You ever wonder where your power comes from? Because we did. This episode of Terra Talk.
Welcome back to Terra Talk, the show that reads the internet so you don't have to. I'm Travis Turcotte.
And I'm Matt Slowikowski. Today we're going to be talking to you about power.
Particularly how it's made and where it comes from. Let's get into it.
The first division we have with power generation is thermal power and non-thermal. Thermal power uses some sort of heat to produce electricity, while non-thermal doesn't. Thermal is actually the largest type of power generated today, with the biggest contributors being natural gas, coal, nuclear, with a little bit of geothermal, solar thermal, and biomass sprinkled in.
Now I'm going to give a quick breakdown of how some of these thermal methods work, such as coal, natural gas, or biomass. Simply put, you take the heat from burning coal, natural gas, or biomass, and you create a high-pressured exhaust gas, or steam when boiling water, and you funnel that through a turbine. That turbine then in turn will create electricity. It's not the cleanest way of producing power, but it's efficient and it's used pretty much everywhere.
Coal is not only the world's largest thermal power source, but also the world's largest power source, producing almost 40% of the world's primary power. Thermal power produces over 70% of the world's power, the other two large contributors being natural gas and nuclear power.
Now we're going to talk about nuclear power. Nuclear power we didn't lump in with the other thermal reactions because it's a little bit more complex than burning something to get an exhaust gas and run it through a turbine. Nuclear power uses uranium and a nuclear reaction, not unlike something you would see in an atomic bomb. The only difference is this reaction is in a reactor, it's slowed down and it's more controlled.
Nuclear power starts with a neutron which hits a uranium, plutonium, or thorium atom, splits it, releasing more neutrons, radiation, and heat. The neutrons that are released in this reaction continue in a chain reaction splitting other atoms and are controlled using an absorption material. The heat released in this reaction is used to superheat water, creating steam, driving a turbine, and creating power.
Now we're going to talk about non-thermal power. Non-thermal power being energy created using a non-heat reaction, such as hydroelectric, solar, tidal. They all, for the most part, still use a turbine system, with the only significant exception being solar. The rest of them use something running through a turbine to create the electricity, whether it be water or air.
Non-thermal turbine power is still a pretty simple way of making power. With hydropower, you block a river with a dam creating a reservoir, and the differential in pressure from the top to the bottom is used to drive a turbine, creating electricity. Wind power uses the Earth's winds to drive blades attached to a turbine, which create electricity, while tidal power uses the rising and falling of the Earth's tides to drive a turbine underwater. See a pattern here?
Now we're going to talk about solar panels, the exception to the rule, that turbine-less power we've been mentioning. Well, all starts with the sun. What happens is light's created by the sun and it travels all the way to Earth, where people have set up well-positioned panels to absorb as much light as possible. Well, when light hits the panels, a form of ancient black magic happens inside the panels to create electricity.
No, not even close. Get off the camera.
Right.
Alright, so here's what really happens with solar panels. The panels themselves are made out of silicone, which is doped with two different types of material. One side of the panel wants to lose electrons, while the other side wants to gain electrons. So when the sun's light hits the panel, the side that wants to lose electrons, its electrons are excited and jump over to the other side. This causes an electric potential difference across the panel. When you connect a wire from one side of the panel back to the other, you create a current, which is electricity. There is no black magic whatsoever.
Not even a little bit?
Nope, nada.
But there's hope. Developed countries right now are on the trend for green sustainable power, with developing countries close behind like China and India dropping coal and moving to cleaner forms of power. So in the future, we're looking at a world that's going to be running off cleaner, more sustainable power and dropping all these dirty methods of the past.
Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the content. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below and we'll answer them.
And hit that thumbs up and subscribe button because it goes a long way to help support the channel and you'll get notifications when we make new videos. This was Terra Talk and we'll see you next time.